Hello, darling viewers. It's Jen here at Check Her Joy, and this time I'm reviewing The Hate You Give by Angie Thomas. I listened to the audiobook for all of this, which is narrated by Benini Turpin, but then I loved it so much that I had to go buy it. And actually, I listened to about the last half of it while listening to the audiobook and reading the page, like the physical book, at the same time. The narration is just freaking amazing. So if you guys get a chance to listen to the audiobook, you should totally do that. So this book focuses on Starr, who is a 16-year-old black girl who is growing up in a poor neighborhood, and she goes to this white suburban prep school, and she kind of straddles this line between living in this poor black community and going to this white school, and she definitely acts differently and behaves differently depending on which situation she's in. So one night she is at a party and she gets a ride home from her best friend or her childhood friend Khalil, and they get pulled over by a white police officer, and Khalil is shot. And at the time, he was not doing anything aggressive or threatening. He was completely unarmed, and he still got shot and killed right in front of Starr. And she is the only witness to what actually happened. This book just kind of explodes when that happens. And we have all these different reactions and all these different things that are happening. As a part of that, we have Starr's internal struggle about whether or not to speak out, and even just whether or not to testify to the police. Like, is that even safe to go into that police station? And the realities of what this would be like and what this is like when this happens. It's pretty brutal, but also an honest look at what thoughts somebody would be having in those situations, which I think is important. And we see the media frenzy around this and how they start attacking Khalil and saying that maybe he's a drug dealer or maybe he's a gangbanger. And even if those things are true, it's like you can't tell that just pulling him over. Like, so much stuff going on in this book. So many emotions. And so we really get to see how this affects Starr, how this affects her family, and affects Khalil's family, and how this impacts the entire neighborhood that she lives in. It basically threatens to just tear everything apart when this happens, especially when the media starts speaking ill of Khalil, like they are about to lose it. The whole main theme of this book is the importance of speaking up and standing up and testifying, but also dealing with realities that maybe that's not always safe or comfortable thing to do. Starr is terrified to speak out at one point during this book, and you can totally see why that might be true. It's also interesting because Starr's uncle is a police officer. Like, he's black and he's a police officer, and so we get to see kind of that perspective when these things happen and how that influences Starr's perspective, having a family member who's a police officer. And also Starr's dad was in prison and was a former gang member, and now he's trying to turn his life around and make his community better and stronger. I really loved the father in this book, and really all of Starr's family is amazing, and basically the best part of this book, I think, is Starr and her family. There are a lot of complex characters in here, and we get to see their feelings and their thoughts and their reactions and their thought processes to why they're feeling that way. And it's coming from all over the place, not just from Starr witnessing her best friend dying, but we get to see Khalil's family and see how Starr's family, who knows Khalil, to the whole neighborhood, even Starr's white friends and non-black friends. She's got one of her best friends is Asian, and how the prep school part of Starr's life is reacting to this. I think this book is important not just because of the shooting that happens and how that influences the neighborhood, but it also gives a look at what these poor black neighborhoods actually are like, and how some people are really trying to make them work and trying to keep their communities together, and how strong that community can be, how they look out for each other. Starr's father owns a shop down there, and how close he is with the other people who own shops on that street, and how Starr's father is trying to help other gang members and try to influence youth not to go down that path, and really how strongly Starr's parents are telling them that education is important and thinking for yourself is important, and not having, you don't have to follow the status quo. Like, you can dream bigger for yourself. So this book is really, really amazing. It is totally 5 stars. I think everybody should read this book. I don't really want to spoil what actually happens at every step along the way, but I really love it. Star's also got a white boyfriend, which I kind of adore about them, like the two of them together and how goofy they can be, and how Starr feels differently with him than she does with any of her other white friends, and feels more like she can show him the parts of her that she normally hides at school, like more blackness, I guess. Like they talk about Fresh Prince, and they both love sneakers and these things that she kind of associates with her black neighborhood, and like her boyfriend gets that too. So I love the two of them together, even though it's not a traditional like romantic storyline. Like they're already been dating for like a year or something. It also deals with the like complexities of an interracial relationship. Starr is a great character who just keeps it real, I think, at every step along the way, and definitely shares with us her thoughts and what she's really feeling and how she's scared. And sometimes it's really funny and light, though, too. Her everyday interactions with her family, or even just remembering the good times and fun that she had with Khalil when they were younger. Like, there's one scene where they're watching a basketball game and it has LeBron James in it, and like how the family is split based on whether or not each member of the family loves LeBron James or loves each team, and like they're rooting for it, and just this normal everyday thing that's happening in the middle of all this chaos. There is a bit of strong language in this book, especially using the F word. Like the title of this book, The Hate You Give, is actually from an acronym, Thug Life, from Tupac, and it stands for The Hate You Give Little Infants F's Everybody. So yeah, sometimes language gets strong in here. Maybe a more mature audience. I don't know what else to say about this book if that doesn't like spoil everything that's happening in it. Um, Star's parents are amazing. Starr says that they're her OTP, and I'm like, yeah, they're pretty much amazing. I'm not gonna lie. I love the two of them together. I love her family with her half brother Seven, and then Seven's got this other set of half sisters that like aren't related to Starr, and how they get along. And then Star's also got this little brother, and I love the entire family dynamic that's going on in this book, and how complicated these relationships can get, and that's really just kind of real life. So I love that non-nuclear standard family going on there. Some of the things that happen in this book are messy and complicated, but that's real life, and I appreciate that this book shows it like it is. So there's my review for The Hate You Give by Angie Thomas. It is definitely 5 stars, and you guys should totally go check it out. It's important, and it's also really entertaining while still being deep. So worth it. So yeah. Peace out. I love you guys, and keep reading. Bye.